what I'm going to do. I'm going to embed people here real quick and go this. Yes. Come on. There we go. As you know, I've been working with folks here in Tennessee. When this project started back in June, I was given the task to interface with local farmers. I was to pick 8 farmers from the Middle Tennessee area. So I'm going to introduce you to all of them. The reason for this was, as you saw with Mr. Free, there are objectives that we have to follow. So looking at the 4th objective of the project was to develop science-based module for sustainable organic production. Okay, and so I was tasked with the outreach process of this, promoting production and consumption of the organic and human-free strawberries. And specifically with getting out there, talking to these people, and getting them to set up their demonstration farms. So, first thing I did was I had to look at the state and figure out where did I want to focus. Middle Tennessee, if you take I-24 and go down, it goes all the way through Middle Tennessee. So I go from Montgomery County with Southland Farms, then we get to farms in Robertson County, then we go to the Sumner County Farms, which is Madison Creek Farms and Wade Farms. And Pickett Farm goes all the way down the other end. Wait, I lost it. There you go. There it goes. Farm goes all the way down to the other end of I-24. So I'm spread all the way down. Makes for a long day. Then there's Farrell Farms, Mew Farms, who goes back up to Coffee County. The edge of Moore County, then up to Coffee County. Last farm is Southland Farms up in Coffee County. So these are the 8 farmers that I connected with through farmers, county agents, personal friend, purchased beef from this. He suggested that guy, and just getting out there, doing what I do best and talking. So let's start with McCraw Farms. He's located in Montgomery County, Tennessee. Billy's out here with us actually today. He's the last one to come on board, so he's the baby of the bunch. And I was just out there the other day, so he's variety of fruits and vegetables. In the past, he's had contract with schools providing them with produce. We're hoping that maybe the school system keeps this up, but who knows? And he's the one that's been growing the Albion, and I'm real excited about these Albions because I think we're going to get something from that. Huh?
Fine. Lord willing.
Lord willing, and we're hoping in springs, yeah. The other one up there, something along the lines of, let me see, it says, sometimes bad things happen, or what's it say, Billy?
It says, sometimes bad things happen on a farm, just don't let them happen to you.
Yeah, that's a bigger one, yeah. Sometimes strange things happen on the farm, that's it. Just don't let them happen to you. And like I said, he grows both the plastic culture and the white plastic culture, so I thought that was interesting. He was telling me that the Albions tend to do better if they're grown on white plastic culture. We actually got strawberries from him in November, and that was a real treat. And this is his blueberry lane. He's got his strawberries on this side, he's got a little walkway on this side, he's got berry plants on both sides, so he's got blueberry lane there. So that's really, he's got how many acres do you have out there?
Strawberries?
Yes.
9.5
Yes, sir.
acres.
Huh?
9.5, 122,000 plants.
9.5 acres, so that's quite a bit. And strawberries, this picture was taken about a week ago, so they did good through the cold. Those crowns look good, the white plastic culture, so. And those are the festivals?
It could be.
I think those are the festivals. All right. The next one, and she's here, Miss Miranda Head, Farms. Miranda, would you stand up, please? That's just not embarrassing people. Miranda was a contact through the market in Montgomery County. I found her up there, actually talked to her husband first, and he got her into it. She can go home and blame him. She has got my matted rose. I love this because she's the only one that's got the matted rose for me right. I don't think Peggy has really true rose. She's just straight on the ground. So she's got rose, early glows and all-stars, And oats for a cover crop during the winter. So, and that's what's right there, growing in between as a cover crop. And I actually, since started early with her, I've got a little bit of a pictorial in here. August, there's me out in September taking some samples. November and all the way to December. So, and look, even her heads are doing pretty good there. So, it looks like maybe her cover crop did well. Then we're going to Madison Creek Farms. This is Mr. Bob Aries, one of his suggestions for me. Madison Creek Farms is owned by Mark and Peggy Marchetti, and it's located in the Goodlettsville area of Sumner County. You can see how she's just got it growing straight on the ground. She just kind of gets in there. Whoops. There you go. Get back. And she offers hers through CSA, so this will be really good. She has a variety of Ozarks, Honey Eyes, Chandeliers, and Charlies. So it'll be real interesting to see what we get out of her. Is she certified, Bob?
She has not maintained her certification.
Okay, she just practices. And she grows a whole bunch of different other things, you can see from her interest. Beautiful flowers growing all around. So she does a lot of companion planting, which I find to be fascinating. This is one of the beds where you can see that she's got, it's just straight down ground. And that's specifically one of the beds was going to let us use. Our last Sumner County farm, it's Wade Farms, and that's how he wants it spelled, with a Z. Hargis couldn't be here today because he has class. He's a student, so, but he's located in Gallatin, Tennessee, the north side, and he's growing cherries using plasticulture, and he's got a red clover for his cover crop, and here he's planting with his wife. He's got her sitting in the bucket and down, popping them in. I love this picture of him. How many of you can identify this loving look of tractor?
Is the tractor broken?
No, he's just out there. I call it the man in his beat. But this is the field before he even plowed it up. That's what Bob was talking about, brand new strawberries first year. This is the field outside his grandfather's house. And he's got a good size. We broke the ground, and then he planted it with his wife. And he is using a frost cover for his strawberries during the winter, and he says that he's not sure if he's going to use it next year or not because the temperature gets so high, he has to go out there and uncover it, and then when he gets home from school, he has to cover it back up because the temperature is going to drop. So the next morning he gets up, so before he goes to school, he gets to uncover it again. He says that's wearing him out. Pickett Farm. Now we're going to go all the way up down to the other end of I-4, go to Franklin County, and Steve Pickett. Mr. Pickett, would you stand up, please? There's Steve Pickett. He's one of my other guinea pigs. And he's located in Franklin County down at the very end of southern Tennessee. And are you still in the Santa Rosas? Okay, good. Along with other things. He's a small farm. And as you can see here, it's just a small lot here that he's got growing. Beautiful, lovely little, I love it. And of course, you've got how, what it looks like before. Let's run through these real quick. Just planted, and he's doing the same type of frost cover, but he's doing it a little bit different. He's just got each row covered. So, is that as much hassle?
Yeah.
I bet it is. It's worse because you have to uncover each individual row. And then we're going to move up to County. Mr. Farrell, yes. Bratton Farrell is owner of Farrell Farms. His son is the county extension agent, and you can his son for Mr. Farrell and Smith Pickett. He's in Tullahoma, Tennessee. And are y'all still growing camarosas? Okay, I was going to check and make sure. So, and like I said, his son is the county extension agent down in Franklin County. Yep. And there's Mr. Farrell. I like that photo of him. And there's all out there with the day I went to collect samples. Next we go to Mountain View Farms, which is moving up to Coffee County. It's owned by David Willis. And you can see he got his whole family involved in the planting. And he's got a variety of red chief, sure crop, sequoias. I think he may have even thrown in some chandlers this year. He's got a plot here in the front, and then he's got another one in the back. So we got a good variation going on there. And that's his grandkids and his wife out there. All the strawberries, as you can see. Things that kids love to do. But this is, and let's go back to that. We were talking about keeping the young children involved so that they stayed with us. These kids love this. I've watched them, and it's like, oh goody, we get to go do the strawberries. And this is part of where it starts, is here with this generation, teaching them at that point. Now, they don't all stay with it. I've got 1 out of 4 children that love to do this. 1 out of 4 children that'll be on the farm with me. So you can't always assure that they will, but it's still going to instill in them at this age that the land is something to take care of. So, and then, of course, once he got them all planted, there's the crew. He covered them with straw, and he's having problems with wind, so in order to figure out how to keep the wind from blowing away his straw cover, he covered it with a gauze. I'm not sure how that's worked out, but we'll see. And then my last farm is Southland Farms, and this is owned by Chris Irons. I came in contact with Chris through a local grass-fed beef place in Clarksville that I purchased from. And I called him and I said, I know you do a CSA with somebody down in the southern part out of Nashville. Who is it, and does he do strawberries? And he said, sure, let me give you his number. And so before Chris got pulled into it, Chris couldn't be here today because he is delivering his winter CSA, because he's got a contract with Volkswagen down in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So he does a lot of different variety of CSAs and contracts. He does restaurants. So this was one of his plants in August that was blooming. That just goes to show you. And there's his bed. And I included this to show you, and today's a really good example. That's the woolly worm. He has no middle. It's all black. So it was this is August, and we knew it was going to be a cold winter. The woolly worm didn't lie this year, did he? And right now, we're just in the process. The farmers are doing the winter activities. We've got straw, we got oats, we got red clover, and we got frost covers. The contracts have been signed. You guys are ready for it. They're finalized, and they're all tucked in bed for the winter. I just wanted to dote on my farmers. That's all I wanted to do, guys. We thank you for being with us and helping us. Yes, sir.
I heard somewhere, I don't know if everybody does or not, about sowing between the rows. They say if you sow a crop between the rows, that it cuts back as much as 30% on your production. Does anybody have any say on anything like that?
Miranda's back there shaking her head. She sows oats between hers, and she's saying no. Billy?
I've always had crop, row cover between the rows. I attended, back in August, I attended a school in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. In North Carolina, they had run tests, and I always use rye or wheat. And down there, they ran tests, and you cut, if you have something in those rows, it cuts the production of your plants 30%.
Now, is that for plastic culture, or is that for Matt Rowe, though?
No, it's plastic culture.
Okay. See, Miranda's growing Matt Rowe, so she's not, you're shaking your head. You're saying she's kept up with hers for the last 3 years, and she's not had a loss.
I always thought that the rye and the wheat actually protected the strawberries in the wintertime.
That's what I would think, yeah.
They had scientific evidence down there, proven evidence that I'm cutting my production by having it there. By as much as 30%.
But in doing that, what's your weed control?
You just have to spray it and then put down straw in the middle for people to walk on.
Yeah. John?
I think it's about what time of year you go in there early enough and kill it down. I mean, especially we found when we had row covers, when we were covering everything, we were protecting the wheat or the ryegrass, and that was getting a bigger jump on the strawberries, and that was really competing with it. I think we went in there at early enough time and killed it down.
I always kill mine, went in there with fusilade, killed it, sprayed everything, and killed it first week in March. But it takes 2 or 3 weeks for it to die.
Yeah.
Well, you always had family drive between the roads. For the last 2 years, we went back to plowing, cultivating between the beds, early fall, late summer. And then, we just got through about 3 weeks ago, strawing everything down between the roads. And then now we got a